We're really pleased with this win. I think everybody knows that without Jeff Brooks, Penn State is a different team, and that's really hard to even get ready for that, not knowing whether he's going to play or not. So I hope he gets better very quickly. They've worked very hard, these 4 seniors, to get in this position. They're sitting around the bubble, and I hope he gets healthy because he's a heck of a player and they got a very good team. So we're obviously very pleased with our kids' effort today. It was very up and down. We had some moments where we looked like we've looked a couple times this year, like all teams were, we lost a little focus, and but we ended up just fighting through all that stuff and making plays when we had to.
Questions for Coach?
Tim taking over the game.
I think we got the microphone. Go ahead.
After all the close losses, to get a win here, is that a show of progress, a show of growth?
Yeah, I think the last, between the Michigan State game, which was very similar to this, where you got to make money plays with 2 minutes to go in the game or 3 minutes to go in the game. I think that was helpful. I think that helped in this one. Winning on the road is obviously a whole different thing, but it's part of the process. You get there. You've never had this attitude, been there, done that, but it's true to a degree. It's not as foreign as it was when all these kids walked down the college away court for the first time.
John, Tim's had spurts like that before, but never really with the game in the balance. Is that another step for him today?
Yeah, I mean, I think he gets so upset when he gets the quick fouls, and it limits, obviously, the time that he can help us win a game. So I know he was going to take advantage of that time. We went to him to start the second half. His first play, we went right to him because now he's got to warm up. He's ready to go. But we're trying to find new ways to get him more involved, and he certainly took advantage of it today.
Coach, can you kind of talk about the team's three-point shooting and how that affects the swing of the game?
Well, I like the idea that we were, with the exception of a couple of times, we were pretty selective. We only took 18, so we took good ones. But in the first half, we couldn't even get a good look in the half court, and then we ended up in the transition game. That's where we scored the 3 in a row that put us back in the game. Second half, I think we had 1 in transition. The others were all out of either set plays or just residual action from them. So it's important for our team with such young players and the inside developing. It's really hard to score if you're not making threes or at least driving the ball to the basket.
Without knowing if Jeff Brooks would play or not, did you guys prepare at all for Cam Woodyard?
You look at his numbers and you see that he shot some threes. His numbers were not good, very typical of a young player who is not getting a lot of minutes. It's very hard for them to have good numbers. So, no, I mean, we respect everybody that's going to Penn State or Michigan. Is a pretty good player. Were we going to overplay his jump shot? No. But we were going to try and get a hand up in his face when he was there. Mm-hmm. But he certainly may become a very good player. Jeff Brooks has turned into a special player.
It seems like you guys have developed a new gear where you can kind of turn it on and hit a couple of shots in a row, where that wasn't as developed earlier in the season. Talk about how you gotten to make those clutch shots and to get these runs that get you right back in.
I think it's experience. It's just that we've been in these situations a little bit, and they know now that, first of all, it's not over because you go down by 9. We've done it several times where you just back in the game, and that's the beauty of both the shot clock, where they have to give it up, they can't sit on it, but the three-point shot. That you hit 2 or 3 in a row, and that's why people asked me before, coaches are nervous when they're up 15 because they hit 3 and it's a 6-point game. So you can get back in a game very quickly. So it's good offensively, it's bad defensively for teams when they're leading.
Jordan had 11 boards. I think that ties a career high for him. Did you guys sense when Brooks was out that he might be able to do that, or is it just something with Penn State? Brooks will clean up some things. No, I mean, we don't think a lot about those things. We just play. It's not like somebody. He needs to go to the boards, whether he's playing against Shaquille O'Neal or not. He's going to go against the boards every single time, hard as he can. And the more he goes there, the more fortuitous he'll be.
You threw Esso in there. Was that just because Stu got hurt?
Yeah, Stu got hurt. Darius was dog tired, and Esso is been the 4th guard, sometimes the 5th guard. And I just wanted to get him in there. We had that. Colton and John Horford could not practice yesterday. Couldn't do it. We didn't even know if they were going to play. They got IVs the day before, so that's why we put Blake in there as well to let him go in there and play. And just that whole idea after that 6th, 7th man who is playing next is, it's really, it's not definitive yet. And we just keep working with them and give people opportunities.
Hey, Coach. I think there was like 12 seconds left, and Darius got the ball in the fast break.
How about that? You know what he said to me? He was trying to be classy and not run up the, like you don't run up the score when you're up 10.
Yeah.
He was trying to just dribble it out to not show him up. Not when you're up 5.
If I gave you the choice of shooting, not shooting, or throwing the oop to Morgan, which one would you have taken? Morgan said the oop.
Why don't you just go and put it in? How about that one? Just go put it in or give it to him and let him put it in. It was a simple play, but I think he had the right idea that when you're beating a team, you don't try and score more points. But we hadn't beat them yet, and as you could see, we could, if we, that last pass, we threw it over the top was the fourth option, but he hits the scoreboard or something, they got the ball out of underneath, we could lose out of 3. So we learned a lesson on that. We're going to make sure that we just, when you have a wide open layup, just score it.
Go ahead. Your bench scored 20 points, Penn State's bench scored 2. Do you see that as one of the big differences in the game?
Well, Stu Douglas comes off the bench for a reason, because we want a guy who come off the bench that's fearless in shooting. So that was, obviously that was good for them. And Matt Vogel's the same. Both of them they come off and they're just, we want them to come off with this mindset that when they're open, they're going to shoot it. So that's pretty much, I think, why those things happen. And with them being down by Brooks, with Brooks, now they're going to guys that haven't played a great deal.
This is a big win for you guys, and now you've got 3 out of 4 wins. How does this kickstart kind of the last push for an NCAA bid that you might have?
Well, we hope so. As you go into these, as you're trying to get into postseason, playing how you play in February is very important. So we're back home. Doesn't assure anything for us. Certainly, we've been as good on the road as we've been at home in the league. So our kids have a lot of positive vibes going on right now of how we can play, how we should play and win. And that's all we're trying to do. A lot of people can play in the Big Ten. Who can win in the Big Ten? And that's what we're trying to preach every day.
Zach said just before he thought it felt like a make or break game for you guys a little bit. Did you sense that from your guys?
At the end of the year, we can make that determination. But like I said, I don't think until you're in those last. They may feel it, and it's good. They should go in there with a sense of urgency in every game. But for us, it's another game. You're just trying to get better, and then at the end of the year, all this will take care of itself. You'll see where it is. Now, when you get into the NCAA tournament or the Big Ten tournament or last game, those may prove to be. Nothing's proven yet.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, everybody.